Hi and welcome everyone to our Blockchainsation interview series. I'm Roman from All About Crypto, and we are preparing a blockchain and crypto conference in May 2021. It will be the biggest conference in the region, and it will happen in Laško, Slovenia from 14th to 16th of May. I'm here today with our Blockchainsation partner, Beyondi, in fact, founder and CEO of Beyondi, Kristijan Glibo. Hi, Kristijan, and thank you for taking your time and joining us in this interview. We're very happy to have you here.
Hi, Roman. Thank you for introduction, and I'm really grateful and thankful to be the part of Blockchainization conference, where I will be able to share some experience and knowledge which we had in the past three years working with the blockchain and all the great technology and use cases.
Well, great. You're the CEO and founder of software development company named Beyondi. As I see, Beyondi is one of the leading development companies in the field of blockchain development, at least in Croatia, if not even wider. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and about the company and how you started, or maybe even pinpoint some of the biggest achievements you had?
Okay, so basically, I started a company by myself in 2015, where we started working a lot with Australia and developing custom software and application in a web and mobile development field, mostly startups, and in some situation we have some corporate products to develop for specific need. And in that particular time, I actually started to researching the Bitcoin white paper. And together with my colleagues and my professor from college, that was actually the first time when I heard about cryptocurrencies and the blockchain as a technology. But we continue just to doing some basic research and understanding what's going on there. During that particular time, we had a lot of actually great deals and great projects. One of our projects actually get funded in Australia from the investors. For me myself, I started to do a lot of R&D in the blockchain field, and then one of our biggest, actually for me, our biggest achievements in 2000 and I think it was 2018 when we actually got the deal with Alcatel Lucent Enterprise from Stuttgart Hackathon. To work on some pilot projects in telecommunication and the blockchain together. So the story started when I saw the Hyperledger Fabric from IBM, as I was thinking there will be a lot of opportunities, in the cryptocurrency fields. But if you look from the regulation perspective and compliance perspective, we will need firstly to adapt that and then go into some deeper field. Yes, blockchain is currently the biggest market cap is in the finance and insurance at the moment, but I think that great technology will be actually very well used in the industry 4.0, which is actually my main goal to strike in the future. From the point of achievements in the blockchain area, in the last three years, like I said, we got a lot of R&D connections. We got strong partnership network, and we started working with Croatian Ministry of Agriculture for sampling the food and taking the samples from the food and creating a decentralized network of traceability, like a reference point for other information systems where they can find the information to which they can trust, because there is a lot of issues in those kind of business processes. And actually, last 2 days I was talking about having a call with I had a call with my colleague from that project, and we are actually invited by EFSA, which is European Food Safety Association, a roof institution for the whole EU, to present the pilot project on the blockchain and how we solved the problem with traceability. So that for me, that is actually the biggest achievement, because I think things like that will actually move the blockchain into really mainstream area. And besides that, we are developing at the moment crypto wallets for one privacy blockchain, which will be announced and released very soon. I think Q1 2021. We created two fintech applications with which are mostly like mobile stuff. Also on the blockchain, and at the moment in Beyondi, we are creating our own platform to manage the blockchain infrastructure and smart contracts on a Hyperledger fabric. So that's what we are doing right now, and most of it is actually a blockchain.
Oh, great. So most of the activities are on blockchain. So, but you also have some other projects that are not related to blockchain, and what is, let's say, the percentage of in the last 2 to 3 years of the projects that are related to blockchain and the projects that are not? And is this percentage increasing or decreasing?
So I would say we before 3 years we started like 50-50. You know, we invested a lot of resources in R&D and doing blockchain and showing and going with partners all around and doing the pilots. We actually did a lot of 5 pilots projects for our clients in a blockchain in that particular era. But the thing is that besides that, yes, we are doing a lot of for example, IoT, mobile development, web development. We are really good in embedded systems, very good in creating corporate enterprise applications. One of which we did is for creation archive to archive all the documents, you know, in a digital way. And like I said, those kind of projects are actually good for us to onboard new developers, etc. But in a manner of percentage, we definitely now have 70-30, even maybe 80-20 blockchain projects in compared to let's say normal projects. And if some deals which I'm doing at the moment are strike and finished, we are definitely be 100% blockchain company, because we already won. Let's say we are in the 4th phase, but it will be officially announced very soon. That we get funding for our European project, research project, where we are actually funded from the European Union. You know, to do, it's called like IRI2, something like that, I think, and they funded our idea for the project. So basically, that will come. We are in negotiation with one Swiss company. If we strike that, we will definitely then have like 100% blockchain projects and blockchain only. Okay, they will have the parts of APIs, mobiles, webs, etc., but the whole infrastructure will be 100% blockchain based.
Well, that's great to hear, and to have a company that is able to live only from blockchain projects is very good. So we know that where this train is going, and I really like your slogan, if I can say it like that. So when we understand your why, we do how and what. So I'm a software developer and project lead myself, and I know that having only the technical skills and knowledge does not lead to a successful and useful solution. And understanding the needs of the customer and their business processes is essential for a successful project, I would say. In connection to that, also gaining the trust of the customer can be done in a way that you constantly develop, not only develop, but deploy also the partial solutions, so the customer can see the progress of the project. But that, of course, brings also the other part, which are new ideas in the project. which is of course good for the project. But if the project is fixed price, it can bring you to an unpleasant situation where you need to evaluate. How do you do that? Do you evaluate every specific adjustment and estimate it separately, or do you have some other approach in that?
Okay, so in most situations, definitely, you like. I first need to say that I agree with you when you said development is not just just the project. You know, you will not achieve great success only with development. I had that situation where we had like the greatest technical stuff, but without communication, we almost fail. The thing is that what people do not understand, there is a difference. I call it like porn coding and what we need to deliver, you know. And in most situations, developers are oriented on left. They like to code. They enjoy that. And you need to have the first thing which you need to do to have a great balance between what they like and what client needs. When I clear that, I go to the client and I set up really brief project charter, and and there is like explanation of what is in scope, what is out of the scope, how they can announce new functionality requirements, etc., etc. And on top of that, I create a communication strategy, how we need to talk during the project, which then help me to understand if they maybe misunderstood some of the functionalities, and if there is maybe an let's say an request in future where we will need to change that. That's how I try to address the client thinking. But on the other hand, I don't develop products, not like, I think I did it maybe in a year or two when I started, until I didn't figure out that you need always to go one abstraction layer beneath the product. And if you go there and if you develop the application on that particular way, then you will always be able to change some functionalities in really quick way. And in that, let's say I use that as my ace from the, how they say, as is rukava. Okay, so I use that as advantage because client then say, okay, these guys give me something pro bono and they didn't messed up with me. They just want to finish the product. They're on my side. We are not like client agency. We are more like team, because I like the team argumentation. That is the perfect way how to describe my company. We always go inside and say, okay, look, we will take care of this. Just tell us what you want. Don't worry about it. So that helps me a lot. But when I had a situation like to need to pay something additional because the client really didn't understand what he wants, and once when we started, we figured out too late, then I just go clear and direct, you know, to him and explaining where we need to deduct something. For example, listen, if you want to change this, okay, but let's then for the first version remove this functionality because this is more important to you, obviously. And that's in most situations they like the approach, you know, because what I figured out when I was doing the projects for Australia, and I did like 40 plus startups in all fields: agriculture, healthcare, insurance, entertainment industry, wedding organization, etc., etc. All the platform stuff, application, digitalized, blah blah blah, everything. You know where they failed? They failed because they wanted all. That's why they failed. They failed because they wanted all. And that's the problem with most of the clients. They do not understand the life cycle of application. I like to say it, when we are developing, it's like child in the womb, you know, and after 9 months, you get the child, but it doesn't have anything installed in it. Okay, you need to learn him. That's the same with the application. Once when we release it, people will start using, and then you will know, did you get it done or you get it completely wrong. Users are number one. Application needs to be created around users, and that's where the most people and most companies actually failed in my experience, you know, and what I have with them. Those guys who started lean, who addressed something, what we want quick, what we want fast time to market, early adapting, specific solution, they strive. They strive, and they are active still today. So basically, I try always to tell companies, do not rush. Let's do, like, let's separate. Let's see what's the best. Let's release that, and then we will, while we are getting the feedback, we will develop all these functionalities which you want. But and when you approach to them like that, you always have more control to remove the functionalities, add more functionalities, or maybe push the functionalities in the later phase of release, etc. And people must understand that if you want to have a great project management, the project manager needs to be a developer with business skills. I'm doing in my company project management, and I know what's that. In that particular manner, you can strike whatever kind of project you want, because if I don't know something, give me 2 days and I will come back and I will give you the solution. Project manager in that particular case needs to go to developer who is already, you know, don't like project managers and he needs to talk with him. Who knows how he will understand that, you know, etc. And then he will came to the client, too much noise in between, you know. And what I learned from the blockchain field, you don't go with the non-technical clients on a meeting and on conversation. You go directly with engineers. You go directly with PhDs. You know, they know what I'm talking, and in that, how you can put someone like I'm the project manager and he doesn't know anything about blockchain or whatever. So blockchain is changing the stuff, definitely. There is no, and that's why I actually like that. There is no, sorry for my language, bullshitting, okay, in the blockchain. If you know, you will get it. If you don't know, you will never get close. Blockchain needs a lot of work, a lot of education, a lot of, how to say, you need to have a vision that this peak time will come in 5 to 10 years, not now, not today, not tomorrow. 5 to 10 years peak time of this technology. The guys who are doing that just for money will go away. The guys who love the technology will become the real players later. So that's what I can say about handling the projects and everything, trying to make some parallel. I think I did it good, maybe.
You described it very well, and I agree with everything you said. Definitely, I think that project manager should be a developer, because if I'm a developer and I go to the client and I understand what he's talking about, I'm able to transfer this knowledge that I gain as a client to other developers. If I'm not a developer, then I just have a list of wishes which are maybe misunderstood by developers, and then the stuff does not match together. But are you able to have this agile approach in all the projects or just specific ones? Because we know sometimes now the clients just want to have fixed price solutions, so it needs to be somehow forced. The way of communication, the way of this change requests handling and stuff like that. Are the clients always?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you, definitely. More and more clients like fixed price, of course, because, you know, especially if they are big organization or something like that, they have the CFO, they have the CEO, COO, CIO, and all those fancy management roles. And if they have something what's more dynamic, you know, they're always on your shoulder and just they start to micromanage you, you know, because they think you will go somewhere where they don't want, or what they will not be able to explain to the bosses later in the matter of the costs. So basically what we do then is like we ask them to have functional requirement documents, and if they don't, we definitely then say that we cannot work with them until we create the functional specification, which we build them. We do the cost estimation of creating functional document, and after that, if you don't want to work with us, go whatever you want. I don't care, you know. But I will not invest my time into something on blind, do some estimation which will be later like 50% missed. I don't care if it's on me or it's on you. I missed it. I don't like to miss. I like to be realistic. And if we do not understand you, we cannot work with you. We want first then to create something. After that, we can talk. So that's how I actually prevent those situations to go overpriced, or to go to do some less price, which I should. And after that, the thing is pretty much straightforward. We do agile. We like Kanban technique, where actually we are creating sprint. We have like Monday kickoff meetings. After that, we have a bunch of tasks which we do, and I'm forcing clients all the time to be active, because I want them to understand it's not just guys who are coding there in some black room. It's like a lot of brainstorming, a lot of discussions, a lot of research. You know, we are real guys. We are not some guys in front of the computers. We are doing the same way how the guys are building the skyscrapers or cars or whatever. We are just doing the same process in digital way. So I like to do that. And then after each Friday, I give the reports. I give a lot of written reports, and that somehow I protect myself, that he understands that we are delivering. He can always control like pull requests with tasks which are built to him, and with my report. So basically you have like 3 points of synchronization, that you can see that we are really transparent company, that we are not someone who is just sending you bills. Yeah, if you need a CTO, hire it. If you don't, if you want to do due diligence, that's really not our problem. And I'm actually happy to have CTOs on the project from my clients, because in that particular manner, we are actually doing like more like collaboration, more like team augmentation, and we are like more dedicated to the project, you know. And that's pretty much how we do. We have a lot of tools. I'm the fan of automatization and streamlining the process. That's actually what brings me first when I think about the blockchain and why I started. I like to optimize it, and I will use a lot of technology stack to do that, you know, like Active Collab for Kanban. Then I use Slack to integrate all those tools, to have the all comments and everything into the Slack. Slack for me is just like EM, like instant messaging portal, where we connect the InVision for visual design, for the wireframes we use, or Figma for design if developers are more agnostic, not using like Adobe and those stuff. So basically what I want to say, that's how I make things agile. So in that particular manner, we prevent clients to do any like misjudgment, and we also prevent ourselves if we missed a bit maybe of estimation, and if we cannot pay that, we at least prevent non-communication issues, and we prevent like non-understanding, non-synchronizing issues, and developers are more faster. And what I got with that, after 5 years of working with my guys, you know, I have, for example, my whole mobile team is with me from the beginning. We started and we never split. They are from Serbia. Now I just send them the project. That's it. And I know that the project is doing the same way how we always are doing it. Because we did a lot of things in these 5 years together that we already have, like components, modules, parts of these solutions, the whole use case, experience, what's wrong, what's not, you know. You just tell us the idea, we can create you a functional infrastructure, data model, and architecture in like 24 hours, you know. And that's actually what also helps us to be more agile company. And because I like to call them intern products, you know, because we are all doing services from when you look from the perspective of the outside world, you know, but in the inside, we are actually doing a lot of internal products to manage all those application and stuff in a matter of a second. That product actually, which I mentioned in Beyondi, that we are developing for managing infrastructure of the blockchain. You know why is that actually, this is how I'm agile in blockchain, for example. I figured out that most of issues we have and most of overbilled non-billable hours are created upon mistakes in configuration of Docker containers, wrong cryptographic materials, etc. You just forgot, you know, to run them again once when you drop the network, etc., etc., etc. A lot wrong path in a smart contract, etc. You know, the illnesses when you are developing with technology like a blockchain, because it's not hard. It has a lot of files, it has a lot of configuration, a lot of infrastructure beneath. And if you miss something, you just need to, you know, you need to wait 2 or 3 minutes to it to be deployed. And then you will see, I missed the path. And then, okay, bring it down, let's do it again. And, you know, it's really kicking you in the brain. And I actually started with, okay, I will now create my own generator. You know, I don't want to mess with that anymore. I don't like to do that. And that's how actually we started. I created internally the whole generator, where you can, like, in 2 minutes run blockchain organization on the Hyperledger Fabric, set up the peers, set up the nodes, orders, install them. You will get the Docker files, you will get the cryptographic materials, connection profiles, API, everything set up and running, you know. And I save like 80 hours. So if we will build that, because, you know, that's my price. I don't care if I have that. I can just give you the word that we will be faster than usual company, but you will need to pay that, you know, because it's like 2 years of experience set in that 2-minute process to get you the network up and running in just 2 minutes. But you know what was the thing? We didn't invest 80 hours. So we have like a pool of 80 hours. If we miss some other functionality, we can use that hours to do it, and we will not lose the money. Client will not lose the functionality. So that's how I'm actually trying to stay agile. I try to remove bad stuff from the development process, repeating stuff, and then use that hours to stay in profit, which I planned, and also to use it when we didn't maybe understand client very well or whatever, to address the certain issue.
Great. That's a great way of doing it. Of course, if you're working on solutions where everything is repeating, not everything, but some parts are repeating, then of course the automatization is of course needed. You already explained about some of the projects that you had, but what are maybe the most interesting projects or parts, or maybe just the lessons you took from some of them?
Okay, so basically what I learned And what people do not understand, and I will use this interview as an opportunity. Blockchain, private permission blockchains or distributed ledgers like Hyperledger, Corda, etc., and Ethereum version Hyperledger Besu or whatever kind of software, if not used for cryptocurrencies and for finance, will have a lot of issues in changing the business rules. To explain that, once when you have a business process which is manageable by multiple participants and which is regulated by multiple sources of law acts or whatever, you cannot put the logic into smart contracts and expect it to be up and running 95% of the time as the most software needs to be if we are talking about enterprise. You know, the Microsoft is always telling you, we are up and running 99% of your time, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's really important. Why it's not possible when doing it in a blockchain? Because you will need to upgrade all the time the smart contracts. You will need to update other participants, take care that they are doing update of their own nodes, etc., etc. Just to change the functionality, because I don't know, low category A is not now A, it's B. You need to change that if you want to be compliant, because there is no point to do that. So why is that not good? Because blockchain is not so much for logic. That's at least my lesson for now. Maybe in future it will change. Blockchain is the trusted source of information. So all the business rules on a blockchain needs to be controlled by rule-based engines. That's how I see it. Only rule-based engines will make blockchain dynamic in a process handling and disrupting the process in a real way. Because if you and I have already some proof of concepts what we did, and actually, to be honest, that's my biggest focus right now, to combine rules engines in a decentralized way with the blockchain. So why doing that is because, like I said, if you have the smart contracts who will just control the rules, you know, and you will just sync your message from your information system with that rule engine through the blockchain and orchestrate it to all other participants, you made it good. But if the whole logic is set in the smart contract, we are not so scalable for future changes. With rule-based engine, you just change the row, and all you need to know is that the rest, let's say the last rule revision hash, is same with you, like yours, and same with others. That's the biggest lesson at the moment which I learned from the blockchain. And it's not a new thing, but because you already have some, you know, things about articles about that, researches, etc. But people do not understand that. You know, people do not talk about it. Blockchain is not just using the smart contracts and creating the logic. Yes, you can do that if it's for the particular case, releasing the tokens and I don't know, collecting the tokens or whatever, but somewhere where you have so dynamic business policies in each participant organization, because you need to be aware, you have a local knowledge, you have a global knowledge. Local knowledge is something what you will not share with someone. Global knowledge you will. You need to handle all those connections between everybody involved, and that's the problem, you know, with doing with the smart contracts. In a manner of the project directly, what we learned, we actually think that the blockchain is the number one strategy for Web 3.0, for semantic web. There is, at the moment, I don't see anything what can be competitive to that. We did a lot of IoT blockchain-based projects, and I must say that I don't see the smart cities without blockchain. I would not like to live in a smart city which is operated by private company, that has no point of consuming the data, because smart city is all about citizen consuming the right data. You know, not just citizen giving you the data so you can harvest it and earn on it. That's what I am doing right now. You know, over the social media. I do not want social media in real life. You know, That's also, and like I said, I think that sharing economy like Uber, Airbnb, etc., is just tip of the iceberg. What it will be once when we get the whole blockchain thing up and running. I think that will be the real connected web then, and that everybody will have better understanding, you know, of it. For example, look the COVID situation. You have the hospitals who are private and you have the public hospitals, and I can guarantee that in this particular time you have respiratory machines for which they do not know and where they are, etc., etc. You know, blockchain can solve those kind of things. And for example, if you are in one town in a need of like 50 respiratory machines, but on the other side you don't have you don't need them, you will know over the blockchain, because you can create settlements, you know, in between, and put it on the network for real use. So what we actually, to summarize how we got all these achievements, all this learning, is because of the R&Ds. I read a lot of PhD on a collaboration, not just the blockchain, but business collaboration. PhD researches. I read a lot about IoT PhD researches. We did IoT two IoT projects for the blockchain. One of them will be funded by European Union. I'm doing the research with my faculty on the smart stickers, something like for supply chain tracing. We are doing a lot of internal pilots. I have a great partners from the company Base 58. They are like, for me, not in a manner of knowledge, etc., also based in Osijek. So I learn a lot from them. I also have, we also have a lot of we have a lot of knowledge from the agriculture, you know, and because there is a great team in Croatia doing fantastic work here for the blockchain in the Croatian Ministry of Agriculture, and that's actually really huge projects, you know, which we did, and we are playing all the time with fingerprinting the documents, etc., etc. But like I said, blockchain is all about, at the moment, about R&D. I don't care about if that project will go live. I'm doing pilots for them. I'm doing proof of concept from them, because and it's sustainable amount of money coming all the time into the company. But you know what's the biggest deal? The biggest deal is that we are gathering a lot of knowledge, and we will be ready in the next 2 or 3 years to strike some really good production ready project, because we are now in proof of concept area of the blockchain. It's not even started, you know, and there is always time to monetize it, you know, in future.
Yeah. And if I understand correctly, you're mostly focused on, let's say, projects that require some level of privacy. But where do you see the main benefits in supporting business processes in enterprises with blockchain? Are all the processes suitable for that type of use? And maybe also, what are then the costs for, let's say, additional costs for an enterprise to use a blockchain project?
So basically, you know how I see to use a blockchain in your own in your own company. It makes sense if you are like let's say multi-tenant company, you know, with a lot of affiliation, etc., and you know you want to manage all of that, and that makes perfectly sense. But most of the projects where I see the real use cases of the blockchain are interdependent business processes, you know, and because that's where all the headaches start, because of the synchronization, because of the multiple sequences which we have doing that particular business process, etc. And that's where I see the blockchain. And in most situations, what they want, they do not want privacy. You know what they want? They want to have real understanding of the source of information. Privacy, if you like, from the blockchain perspective, you will have your own privacy if you don't share the data in a centralized way. You know, you always can choose not to share data and be private. But what most of enterprises are scared about, what when I start sharing my data? Do they have ability to enter to my system, hack me? How will I integrate with, like, my, for example, imagine that you are owning some soda company, you know, where you need to sell a lot of in 35 countries, you know, and that you have like 100 logistic providers, and that you want to integrate with all of them just to share them the information about delivery package. That's not gonna do, because, you know, 100 integrations with their softwares are like 100 attack possibilities, you know. And what they want just to share the information in one way, and just to be sure that it will come to the right place. You know, that's how of course, on secured, private, and all those requirements which blockchain by itself is already providing to you. But that's where actually the enterprise are more enterprise should be focused. And I think that there is of course there are not all processes which you can disrupt with the blockchain, because we are not interconnected in any manner, you know. It depends the processes who needs. Do you govern the process by multiple participants? Do the truth is created by the multiple participants? And do we have a common goal in a manner of profit to work together? I think those three answers are pretty much great starting point to understand, do we need a blockchain in this process or not? And you know, where is the tipping point? When they understand that the costs of not doing are bigger than the costs of implementing it. Yeah. That's the real deal. For example, in the Stuttgart hackathon, which I mentioned before, we actually addressed pretty interesting use case, and I think that can be done. So if anyone is looking at this, feel free to develop that solution and idea and contact me. I will be glad to help you. The thing was about directive from the European Union about transporting the dangerous goods through the European Union. Okay, so there is a lot of acts about transport. What's dangerous goods? Everything what can be used, for example, chemical, batteries, weapons, or what can be like a point of the terrorist attacks. Okay, so all that is considered by dangerous goods. And what in that particular manner, what you need to do? You have a procedures. If something goes wrong, what you need to do. And there is one sentence in directive: only the person who is doing the transport is able to use the information written on the paper and deliver to the right office, compliance office, police department, whatever. So basically what they're telling you is that data needs to be shared on the private way, okay, on the private permission way. So what I actually understand from that is that we already have the laws and everything settled on to be deployed on the blockchain. We just need to start looking for them and developing it, you know. And that's actually pretty interesting case for dangerous goods, because you can put IoTs there, for example. You can put like rule-based procedures. You can put, understand the route, the GPS of it, etc., etc. And you know what's even more interesting, that in that particular manner, you could maybe lower the human trafficking because most of the humans are trafficked through the trucks, and that's actually the secondary value of it. So that's how I see actually the how you can use the blockchains for the projects and for the enterprise or for whatever situation. You just need to find the case where there is those 3 points which I mentioned, and if you address that, yeah, you will be able. With for transport, for dangerous goods, you cannot do the ROI, you cannot do the ROI calculation, but I'm glad that we cannot do, because that means that someone already did a lot of bad things, and with transportation, and we know what are the costs and of that transport. But I'm pretty much sure that in a manner of security, in a manner of some of, let's say, we are obligated to do that. We need to trace that kind of movements, because they're dangerous by its nature. They're stated like dangerous. So that's the point where I think like costs are less than implementation costs and future revenue and future models of doing it over the blockchain.
Yeah, great. This is very valuable information. Do you use your project always Hyperledger Fabric, or do you use also do you work also on public blockchain solutions?
In most situations, we use Hyperledger Fabric, because I think that Hyperledger Fabric will be number one for the next 2 or 3 years, and I wanted to be specialized in that. And but we also did, for example, that project where we are doing crypto wallet for them. It will be public crypto wallet, like a Bitcoin wallet, just for the another chain, and it's working completely with the QT protocol. And we did HD deterministic wallet creation, completely for the public blockchain. So basically, whatever kind of blockchain project needs the wallet, which is based on that particular standards, BIP. It's BIP standards, which you can find online on the GitHub. We can do that for them. We never developed like public blockchains infrastructure. But yes, we work with them. We work with them definitely, and more 100% of the projects where we are developing the structure, we are doing on the Hyperledger Fabric.
Okay, great. So thank you for all this info, and maybe just for the end, final thought about what participants can expect from your side on the blockchainization.
Okay, so definitely one great discussions. I'm the guy who likes to do a lot of interactions with the public, and I like to always to strike to the point. I'm not the guy who will talk about my company and what we did. I will definitely address and challenge the people in the audience to talk and discuss about the blockchain itself, and how we can use that great technology now to prepare it for the future which is coming. Definitely from the fields of Web 3.0, Industry 4.0, automatization between machines, disrupting the business processes, models of disruptions, how to work with them, etc., etc. So that will be definitely my area of what I will speak on the blockchainization. And until then, I hope I will have all these projects which I started and developing at the moment and waiting to be developed, that they will be done, and so that we will have even more knowledge and experience and understanding in other fields of the blockchain, and where we can use it, so that I can add that to my speech. So I think that it will be definitely great. Not like I will do like a bit TEDx. Okay, I like to do it that way. So that's actually the model how I like to to explain the stuff to the audience, you know.
Well, that's really great. I can hardly wait for your presentation. So thank you for all this really great information. I definitely expect a lot of interest in your speech and also in the area around it. So after the speech, and I wish you I wish that all this project that you are now planning to be successful and a lot of happy customers. So yeah, thank you for this interview and everything you have shared with us. And I wish to welcome everyone to join us at Blockchainsation. So reserve your time from 14th till 16th of May 2021. Reserve your spot. I know it will be worth it. So thank you, Kristijan. Maybe just final words from you.
Okay, thank you, Roman, and definitely I invite everybody to come to the Blockchainization because I think it will be great conference, and definitely we need more of that in our region because our region is really good. We have high quality peoples here. We have a lot of let's say stuff to show. A lot of great companies, and we all need to be together, and that's why you need to support things like that and come to the Blockchainization and any other conference in future, because blockchain field is small and we need all to take care about it until it becomes bigger and a place where everybody will be able to work, you know.
Yeah. So thank you, and thanks to everyone for watching us, and see you in Laško, Slovenia in May 2021. Thank you.